Hey friends, welcome back. So we've got a lot of new launches and we've got another one coming up in July. So this one's interesting, not because it's the flashiest project, but because it comes with a question worth sitting on. So we did a lot of videos on Lentor. In fact, we did the Lentor home tour. There were previous Lentor launches. In fact, there has been 8 sites that have been sold in the Lentor Hills area. And this one, Lentor Garden Residences, has the lowest land cost of them all, despite being the last one launched. So usually, right, lower land costs is a good thing because, it means more pricing flexibility for the developer, lower cost, lower selling price. But here's the thing, this is also like the last project to launch in an area, in a neighborhood where 6 others have already been, launched and sold with 94% absorption rate across the board. And if this one is priced the lowest, despite having high absorption rate, the question is, will this cause a market crash? Like, how come suddenly then the price go down, right? So everybody's worried. So what do you guys think? Which story do you believe? Do you think this is value, hiding in plain sight despite having 6 launches? Or do you simply think that, hey, the last buyer in a cycle has already played out, a crash is coming and the developer is scared, that's why they bid low, and just nice low bidder got the project, now they're going to sell cheap, faster clear stock? And that's what we're going to find out in today's video. So let's take a step back and talk about the Lentor story. Before we get into numbers, I think it's worth stepping back for a second to understand the project and understand why Lentor is Lentor in the first place. So when Gokko Land launched Lentor Modern back in 2022, if you guys still remember, plenty of people were really skeptical of this Lentor transformation because there's nothing around over there. And as I shoot my estate tour recently, right, there's starting to be more things going on, but still not a whole lot compared to the more older neighborhoods that I've shot. But here's what the numbers showed. 84% of Lentor Modern's unit sold on the launch weekend itself. And even for the subsequent projects like Lentor Hill Residences, Lentor Mansion, project after project, the demand actually held on high. And in fact, Lentor Modern has achieved TOP with resale transactions, and today Lentor Mansions has already achieved TOP with resale transactions averaging around $2,350 to $60 per range. And for reference, the buying price for such project was $1,850-ish per square foot. Yeah, that's how much money they've made. So this number really shows that people want to live in the project. In fact, when we interviewed people living there, they also shared the same sentiment that, hey, Lentor is pretty nice over the weekend. Then we move on to the land cost argument, where the pricing story gets really interesting. So market analysts kind of puts Lentor Garden Residences at around 2,100 to 2,400 PSF launch price. And when you hear that, your first instinct might be, hey, isn't that expensive, given that it's the cheapest land cost among all the developers? But let's look at what the developer actually paid for the land. It's around 920 PSF PPR, and that is the cheapest land cost. If I can, price the land cost over here, you can see the table, it's the cheapest. So here's the most interesting part. So back in March 2026, a new Lentor Central GLS was awarded at a record 1,278 PSF PPR, which is the highest land bid in the Lentor area. And analysts are already projecting that the next, or this current project, would launch at around 2,700 PSF. But if Lentor Gardens were to come in at 2,100 to 2,400 PSF range, and we're not just comparing to the past, we're also potentially locking in a huge discount because the cost price is cheap. And this is the most underrated part of the entire launch project. But I know what some of you are thinking, are we too late? This all sounds too good to be true. A discount despite being the last, all the early buyers already bought in at a cheap price. The last one is only left holding the bag as the price starts reverting downwards. But the way I see it, it's kind of like concert tickets, right? The first people buying do get them at the cheapest price, but people are still, because the Lentor area has demand for the neighborhood, people want to live in the area, and inflation is a real cost, people buying in later. It's kind of like people buying resale tickets. They will be willing to pay more because they want the tickets. And that's the most important thing. Do people want to live in the lot area? And the answer still is most definitely yes. So the first few buyers for the Lentor area were taking like kind of a leap of faith into this new sprawling development. But after we've seen the integrated malls, the Springleaf demand propping up the Lentor district demand, today's buyers, right, they are paying more than what early buyers did, but they are buying with a lot more information. They've already seen how Lentor area kind of perform, whether people actually want to live there. So there is subsale demand in the area based on just resale prices past transaction data. Unlike in the past, there were no transaction data. The question then is, are you like too late, right? Based on my research, absolutely not. In fact, they are buying into certainty. That's why you pay a premium, because there's more certainty. So now like the Lentor area isn't just a vision, it's kind of like a township that has already kind of proved itself that people do want to live there. So the earlier buyers, bought the potential with more upside. Late buyers get lower uncertainty. So which is better? I don't know. Maybe less upside with more certainty does sound like a good idea after all. So it kind of depends whether you want to take a bet on a new township. Like the Bayshore area, in my other video I did talk, it's a new upcoming area, but that entails more risk. But it really depends on what kind of investor you are. Now let's talk about the trade-offs you need to know, because we need to try to be balanced here, because no project is perfect and there are real things to think about. The first thing you need to think about is that the MRT is kind of far away. It's roughly 300 to 400 meters from Lentor MRT, which is further like the other earlier launches which are integrated, or maybe just next door. So to solve this problem, right, the developer Kingsford is expected to run a shuttle bus service in the first year. But if you want integrated development convenience, Lentor Modern is still the most convenient because it is integrated. In terms of floor plans, there's one thing I want to flag out before you visit the show flat. Newer launches have become more efficient, which is a polite way of saying, it's smaller. So once the official floor plans are released, you need to pay attention to the basics. 2-bed 2-bath or 2-bed 1-bath? Does it have a proper common rooms that can fit queen size bed? Living room can fit like proper dining table? Is the kitchen very practical, or is it open concept throughout, which is also a consideration if you're a heavy cooker? Because at the end of the day, right, a good layout will ensure safety, because people always want to live in a space efficient and functional space, and if it's cheaper, all the better. And now let's talk about the exit strategy, because when you look at new launches, it's all pretty and glamorous, you get excited, and that's my job to kind of hold you back. Hey, don't get too excited. How are you planning to exit? I'm supposed to ask you, right? Because a lot of people that buy into the project think of exiting, and if they cannot exit, they price down, and when they price down, you have no choice. If you want to exit in the future, you also have to price down to match them, and that's how market crashes happen. So the real challenge here is that by the time Lentor Garden Residences TOP, right, all the other 7 projects would have TOP and be in the resale market competing against you. So yes, you won't be the only seller if you do want to sell them, but demand also comes from multiple groups, which is your safety net. So a lot of the times, right, demand comes from families looking for near schools, and in the Lentor area, what are the nearby schools? So we have this list over here: CHIJ, Anderson, Presbyterian High. Secondly, there are also thousands of HDB owners nearby in mature estates that become your potential upgraders who want to upgrade in your area. And then the question I ask is, are there upcoming BTOs to protect you? So areas like Ang Mo Kio, Bishan, Yio Chu Kang, or buyers who have missed the earlier Lentor launches and still want to be in this new township. So the good thing is, for the Ang Mo Kio area, there is a BTO coming up, but it's not clear whether this is going to be a 5 or 10 year prime project. Basically, my point is there will be demand, but because of the huge competition, I wouldn't call this like a guaranteed win, but I think the exit story isn't like sure cannot exit, right? So if I can give a traffic light analogy, the exit strategy is kind of like an amber light. So there'll be more competition when you sell, but there's also a fairly broad pool of buyers that want to buy in. So if you do want to sell in the future at a good price, be prepared to wait long. But you should be able to exit a fair price. So the final verdict is Lentor Gardens a good project to buy? I wish I can give you a yes or no, but I think the most important thing when it comes to Lentor Gardens is your entry price. So if the pricing comes out to be relatively attractive compared to the rest of Lentor, well, then you can exit because you're selling cheaper than everybody else. Straight away, you'll be the first one to exit. And that's because that's the smarter value play, or the smartest value play left in the the whole estate. Given that the next launch is expected to be around 2,700 PSF, if you can sell a lot cheaper, you're the first to go. But if prices gets pushed up too aggressively, then maybe just opt to buy one of the earlier project because it's safer, it's going to be faster, it's nearer to the MRT, and it's cheaper. But if you like the Lentor story and you want a brand new development, you missed the earlier launches, so you want brand new, this is the last one left, right? And this is what I call one of the potentially lowest remaining entry point in the area, well then Lentor Gardens is for you. And your safety net will be upgraders from the areas such as Thomson, Ang Mo Kio, Bishan or Yio Chu Kang who want to stay close to family as well as the schools. So these are just my thoughts and research from this project. Let me know what you guys think of this project. Would you rather buy earlier projects that have TOP, or unsold units, or these current new launch units, what do you think is the best buy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to find out more or visit this show flat, you can always message me or DM me on my socials and I'll bring you to the show flat. I'll see you in the next one. Take care guys. Bye.